Morning Mayhem with Tyler and Mo.
You can text us anytime, TMM. Hit the space bar, then type your message to the number 77,000. Or you can email us if you feel like sending us an essay, which we just got. Show at z975.com. They'll go to both of our emails, or at least mine. I don't know if you're connected to that. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Show at z975.com. But I did forward you this email. It's like, dude, we gotta cover this.
We do.
What is it?
It's a common thing that a lot of people have, questions about and opinions on. So it says, I work 50 plus hours a week in order to provide a life that allows my wife to stay at home with our 1-year-old son. She's a wonderful mother and wife, but things aren't really panning out the way I imagined they would with her being a stay-at-home mom. It's very wordy.
Yeah.
I'm writing to see if I'm being a jerk or if she's slacking in some areas. Uh-oh. When I come home from work, she's often sitting on the couch scrolling through Facebook with mounds of laundry piled up next to her waiting to be folded. Dinner isn't even a thought until I mention it, and the whole house is a mess. When I come home from working a long day, I expect to be able to relax and put my feet up, but I can't when the ottoman is covered in clothes. I always figured having her home as a stay-at-home mom, she would care for our child and our home. Our child is well cared for, but our home is another story. Am I way off here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
What?
I think so.
What do you mean you think
I think
so?
you're way off.
How?
It's 50 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to censor myself. It ain't nothing. 50 hours a week. I mean, if you're thinking 50 hours a week.
Well, he says 50 plus.
50 plus.
So he's basically saying I work more than the average 40-hour person.
And I'm sure his pecker is plus 7 inches.
Oh, God.
Whatever. 50 hours? That ain't anything. It's not anymore. I mean, 40, okay, you say you work 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week, what, 8 to 5? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you work past 7 maybe sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That'll make it 50, right?
Yeah, you add 2 hours on to all 5 days, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So you're telling me 2 extra hours is going to really tie you up that much? You're going to be, I got to put my feet up. I got to do this. I
mean, but he might work a strenuous job. You're thinking about you're looking at somebody who's like us. I mean, you have a little bit more stuff than I do, but we kind of have it. I'm not going to say easy, but it's certainly not physically exhausting to do what we do.
No,
imagine somebody who works a factory 50 plus hour a week.
Mentally, it is though.
Yes, it is definitely mentally.
If you're not a physical worker, you're definitely a mental worker, and both.
Well, he doesn't specify what his job is.
I don't really care what his job is. He could be digging ditches or he could be a salesman. Mm-hmm. Either way, he's going to be exhausted at the end of the day. I understand that, but have you ever tried taking care of a kid and being a stay-at-home person? I haven't, but I have been with my kids at my house for a whole day, and damn, that's stressful.
Bro, it's a 1-year-old.
I don't care.
It's not hard to take care of a 1-year-old. I live with a 1-year-old right now, my nephew, and honestly, it's hard as far as you got to change diapers, you got to make sure they're fed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But most 1-year-olds nowadays, if you needed to put them in a playpen, give them some toys, put a movie on for them while you do some cleaning, do some cooking, do some stuff like that, it's totally not that hard. I do it all the time. My sister does it all the time.
Okay.
It's not that hard. Now, I'm not saying it. To me, it seems as though I feel like he has a point. But it comes down to what was your agreement? See, that's
what's an agreement with her being a stay-at-home mom. She's going to obviously do all the chores and everything and have dinner ready and blah, blah, blah.
So if that's what they agreed on, then how is he wrong?
Because it's a partnership.
She wouldn't the home wouldn't be there to take care of if he wasn't working to supply it.
The kid's alive.
That's his part of the part.
The kid's alive.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't take a brain.
He said in the
surgeon
email, right, that the kid's taken well care.
Yes.
Okay.
No, and I'm not knocking the mom for the mother's side of it. Not at all, because obviously he says she's a wonderful mother and wife, and the child is well taken care of. So it has nothing. His gripe isn't with what she does for the child or any of that, but the fact that, honestly, think about it. If you come home after working however many hours and your spouse does not work, you supply to make sure that they can be home with the kid, would you not at least like to have dinner ready for you when you get home, or at least in the process of being ready, instead of you having to say something about it when you get there?
I think having a discussion with the person that you had an agreement about, instead of, feeling like a jerk, just have an adult conversation. Hey, I expected to have dinner. I thought we had an agreement here. Because, me, honestly, if laundry is all piled up, I'm going to put it away. If dinner's not cooked, I'm going to make myself dinner. She doesn't have to.
Me too. I would probably do that too. But the fact of the matter is, if the agreement was for that to be done, one side is holding up their end of the bargain and the other isn't all the way. It's holding up 50% of the bargain, the more important 50%, obviously, but still, it's only holding up half the part.
I feel like we're missing something.
We're definitely missing some info here.
We're missing some piece.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. If he's, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just guessing, but I wonder, is he getting some action as much as he'd like to get some action? Because, and most men will attest to this, it is so much easier to put up with nagging, to put up with expectations not being met. It's so much easier to deal with stuff like that if you're getting laid.
If you're getting busy.
Yes. You're like, all right, you know what? Yeah, but still, I'm good.
All right. You play the guy card. I'm going to play the female card because I'm taking the female side on this. Is the female getting it right?
That's a good question.
Because
is he putting it down to make her be like, you know what? Let me make sure this house is clean.
Because you know what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good question. I
think if dude's listeting, which obviously he probably is.
Hopefully he is.
I mean,
it would suck to email us and then you're not even listening.
50 plus hours. First of all, 50 plus hours. Stop being a D-bag. It's 50 hours, man.
But it's 50 plus, man. He could be working 55 hours a week. I mean, it's only 5 hours, but still.
Congratulations. You want a cookie?
No.
Hey, he doesn't say that he works 6 days a week. He doesn't say that he has weekends off. He doesn't say any of that. Okay, if you work 7 days a week and work 50 hours, that ain't nothing. If you work 6 days a week and 50 hours, that still ain't nothing. 5 days a week, okay, your day's busy. I get it, but you still have time.
Yeah.
You're not getting sympathy from me. I'm sorry. I work 5 to 5 every day. I don't complain.
You do. But if she, I don't know. I'm just saying, if she agreed to it, then she's not holding up her end of the bargain, is all I'm saying.
Right.
And he has a legitimate gripe with that. To me, he has a legitimate gripe if she's not holding up her end of the bargain, as long as his end of the bargain is still being held up. Now, he should have just an adult, regular conversation with her about it and put it out there that he feels this way and that he would hope for some type of change or improvement. Or if she doesn't want to do what it takes to be a stay-at-home mom,
she needs to get a job.
She can get a job. Yeah. They can put the kid in daycare, and then they're both providing, and then they both need to be washing dishes and
that's the
folding clothes.
There. But that needs to be the agreement, and they need to have that discussion or whatever. But I do want to say, being a stay-at-home mom is a lot harder than any other job. That's my opinion, because I've taken a week off of work and just solely concentrated on my two girls and done the laundry, grocery shop, done all of that, taking them and entertaining them,
right,
and everything like that. That to me was more work, physical effort, mental effort, because you have to be the leader, you have to be the emotional support, you have to be the policeman, and you have to be the person that takes care of all the other responsibilities that come along with that. And to me, that is way more effort and time and it's exhausting than any other job I've ever worked. And I've done manual labor, and I've done things that require your mind.
And that makes a lot of sense, especially with multiple kids and kids of their ages. But this kid is 1. It's a 1-year-old. Tyler.
So it's
It's
one.
a 1-year-old.
I think it's a year-old, if we're going to say it correctly.
What? I didn't say years. I said a 1-year-old.
A 1-year-old. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. A 1-year-old is not that hard to take care of. Honestly, they don't require as much as a group of toddlers running around.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
Okay, fair enough. If you if you think that, that's fine.
No, I know that. My child is 5. Went through her being 1. My nephews are both 1. I watch them. I babysit them. Like taking care of one singular 1-year-old is not as difficult as what you were explaining.
Right. Okay. I mean, but you don't know what they're doing with that 1-year-old. They could be doing some kind of learning exercises. I mean, stuff like that. You know, it's not about the laundry. It's some days.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe she's going through a spell because you're not giving it to her right. I don't know. I don't know. We got some text on this. A lot of people are agreeing with you, Mo. Somebody did say 50 hours. I remember it was my first part-time job. Thank you. If he's working 50 plus hours, she should be working 50 plus hours. That was pretty much consensus on a few other texts. I think the person that said it's a common problem, talking to your spouse is the first step. That's absolutely true. You need to talk to her, or give it to her. Right? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
I'm trying to be funny, but at the same time, it's true.
No, you have a point. I mean, women are much. It's much more likely that they're going to be knocking out those responsibilities if they feel like they've been knocked out pretty good too. And hey, and a guy is going to not care so much about those little things when he's getting satisfied as well.
Yeah.
Little stuff. It's the guys that are like married and they're like, dude, me and my wife, it's been 3 months.
He's going to work his 50 plus hour job telling all his boys about how he broke the bed last night. That's what's going down. Instead of going back to the work and be like, man, I went home.
And the clothes were dried.
I sent Morning Mayhem an email. This woman's not doing any of the laundry. Man, she not got to do anything.
She didn't even cook dinner. She put some Salisbury steak in the microwave.
Well, it's just a difference of perspective. Like, hey. Maybe you need to have the talk.
At the end of the day, have the conversation with her, put it out there, but don't be forceful with it, and don't be, don't use anger in your conversation.
No, don't.
Just a normal conversation and express what you think and how you feel about it. Don't make it a debate. Don't make it an argument. Just say how you feel. Tell her that and go from there. That's
my advice. Get home, take care of all the laundry, cook, make sure the kid goes to bed, and break the bed after that and see how the next day happens. And if it doesn't, then have a conversation.